All right, welcome in. Rapping with Reusse here. Pat, we're gonna start you off with an audio clip, or I guess a video clip for the YouTube audience here. So just to set this up, Carlos Correa signed kind of a fake 3-year contract with the Twins. It's really a 1-year contract with 2 additional or I guess 3 player options on it. So there's a lot of questions about whether he will opt back in. And all year long, he's basically been, I love it here. Would love, he's been. I've heard behind the scenes he was, very respectfully aggressive in pushing for trades and stuff. And so, he's been a good soldier all year. Well, I think it was Jim Rich from Fox 9 that asked him about, hey, what's it going to take for you to come back to Minnesota? Let's just roll the clip here.
When I go to the mall and I go to the Dior store and I want something, I get it. I ask how much it costs and I buy it. So if you really want something, you just go get it. So, I'm the product here, and if they want my product, they just gotta come get it.
If they want my product, they've got to come get it.
And it's a Dior product, and I think he was trying to say he's going to be expensive, but the pomposity of it kind of wipes out all of the BS that he's been giving people all year. I'm not exactly a regular in the clubhouse there, maybe 10 times before ball games, but he comes out and does his little interview over in his corner before every game. He's very cordial. He answers all the questions, but it's the schmooze, man. It's always the schmooze, right, Judd? You've seen it. It's the schmooze.
It's brilliant. Yes.
And, there was never a chance that this is a double negative. There was never a chance he was not going to opt out. That was the deal.
Yeah.
Boris called up the Twins and said, do you want Carlos Correa for 1 year? And they said, yeah. And to be nice guys, the Twins also threw him the 2 other years that he could opt into in case he broke his leg or something. He could come back next year for $36 million, right?
Yeah.
But this was never part of the deal. And now all of a sudden he's challenging the Twins to come and get him. And they were the nice guys in this deal, right? They got themselves an excellent shortstop. They thought it gave them a chance to win, and they knew he was leaving. And so and then all of a sudden now they got to come and get me. But he showed his true colors yesterday.
Right.
It's good. That was it. It was his true colors. That's all my guys in Houston. I talked to 3 of them. They liked him because of that, because he always answered questions, right? But he was a BSer. He was a wonderful, just a great salesman of himself. And this is, I'm glad that we made it. He didn't get to the end of the season without showing his true colors, which he did, the last day. And, congratulations to Jim Rich, because he is the Thomason of TV. He'll ask anything. Sometimes he drives you crazy with the 7.5-minute question, but he'll ask it. Since Robbie Lear left, we don't have that bomb thrower on TV like we used to have. But it's Jim Rich and Thomason they're guys we need in the Twin Cities market because they'll ask anything. So.
The best part, though, is, Pat, you're right. And how many times do we as reporters in newspapers, our jobs, blah, 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 how many times do we have to go through this of buying into the crap a guy is slinging before we say, Carlos, in April, you're full of it. You're absolutely full of it. That's what I love is we got months of the Carlos Correa. We're like, look at this guy. I mean, this guy, he might want to. I love it. His last statement was, I love it here.
He's a leader. By the way, he waited till September to hit. He made his salary drive. And as he got better, the team got worse. Is that leadership? I don't know, right? I mean, he all the time he was hitting, they were going from tied for first to 12 games behind in 3 weeks. So, he's a hell of a shortstop. I love him in the field, man, and he's great, and he's a great player. There's no denying it. But I can't blame the beat writers either, because you got to go into that clubhouse and talk to somebody. The rest of them are all hiding back there. Nobody says anything. They all come out. You can get Caleb Thielbar. You could get Duffy when he was here. There's about 2 other guys. So there's Correa in the corner, and he'll talk about anything. I don't blame anybody for going over and interviewing him and trying to get some stuff from him, because he's the only guy out there. It'd be like, I don't know. It's I'm trying to think of an equivalent in the local sports scene because the access situation is so horrible now compared to what it used to be. Hey, he's a leader. I love that. That TV's been the BSN BS has been much worse to handle than all the leadership. He's showing such great leadership. What the hell? First of all, he told Jose Miranda that he became his buddy, and he told him, "Hey, you can't be so aggressive," which was 180 from what he had to be. He had to be more aggressive because he was taking strike one shots down the chute.
Good censorship.
You really pulled that back.
For 6 weeks, and he was 0-1. And then he fouled off the next pitch, and he was like Buxton was for 4 years. He was 0-2 all his at-bats. Then he started hitting the first pitch, and now they all try to throw him a breaking ball, and he gets ahead in the count on strike one because he killed it on strike one. So it's all you could, even if there was any question about it, his decision. Let's say it was 50-50 for him, it was always 5.95, whether he broke his knee or leg or not, was the only way he was coming back. But let's say it was 50-50 when he crushed that ball to right center field about 3 weeks ago and went into his home run trot, and somebody went back there and caught it at target field. That was it. He wanted to either bring it. If you wanted to keep him, you would have to bring the fence in and lower it to about 15 feet. I don't think they're willing to make that change.
Well, I want him back. I don't disagree with your chiding here, but
he's not coming back.
I want him, but that's the thing. But I feel like maybe I don't think you're doing this, but I think here's what's going to happen. We're going to rip him, we meaning like the collective, fans and some media. We're going to rip him because, he's being vain in his words, and he's saying, come get me, and, you're already under contract with the Twins. Why don't you just stay under contract with the Twins? I said, well, Corey Seager just got a 10-year, $325 million contract last offseason.
And he's a better player.
And Trevor Story, I think I would take Correa over Story. Got like a 160 over 6 or something, 140 over 7. It's $25 million a year. So I mean, Correa's 28. I know that you got Reusse Lewis supposedly coming down the pipeline at some point after his latest rehab, but I want Correa back, and I would offer him a long-term contract.
I am not. It was a great analogy. It was just stupid to do it. When I go to the mall and I go to a shop, he's saying Dior and I'm Dior, which is what he's saying, but it does not, it does not come off. I love him as a player. I really do. Although he definitely killed him for about 3 months with no clutch hits, but I love him as a player, but it's this humble servant who was helping all of his teammates and all that was all BS all the time. And everything being equal, he's not coming back here. He's going somewhere where he doesn't have to freeze his ass off until May 15th.
And by the way, this is the worst case scenario. So this asset lands in your lap, just hand delivered to you, one of the best infielders in baseball. And yeah, he had kind of a weird semi-down season in some certain ways. And you made sort of a half-assed attempt to put a roster around him. You wound up trading for an injured pitcher at the deadline, and your bullpen was kind of a disaster. You wind up missing the playoffs and also not getting anything for him via trade as a 1-year asset.
Yeah.
So,
but they would have looked like idiots if they traded him on August 2nd.
but people would have
When
forgot.
they
I mean,
thought they were
they
gonna
look
pay
like idiots
first.
now, don't they? Because they missed the playoffs again.
Not really. I mean, you had him, and it didn't cost you any draft choices or anything. You just spent $36 million. He had a good player. You were in it for a while. He helped you to a degree to be in it. But this is what the deal was going to be all along. He was going to walk all along, and they were going to have to find another shortstop. And they thought it was Reusse Lewis until the morons let Reusse Lewis play center field for 3 innings, and he didn't know what the hell he was doing and killed himself and ruined his knee again. If they should have had Reusse Lewis in St. Paul all summer playing shortstop instead of killing himself against the center field fence, that was idiotic. And so now they gotta go get they gotta go get Garcia's baby brother to play shortstop for 2 months or something. They're going to have to go get a shortstop. But I'm just going to rip the whole notion of what this was. That would be me. I'm not. I don't. Dior is just stupid PR by him to throw that out there.
That's where he goes.
Actually, is he? Does he have an endorsement deal with Dior potentially? It might have been a genius product placement by him.
He's a Dior guy. I'll tell you that. I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time there shopping, but it sounds.
Judd
expensive.
has. He can tell you.
It sounds
all the time.
Oh, Christian Dior's great. Yeah.
It sounds expensive. Yeah. Well,
Talk him down.
it's this is, and he can't come in and say, admittedly, and when he's being asked in May about how do you like it here, he can't say, well, it's just a 1-year deal and I'll be walking, but hey, it's fun. I mean, he can't be honest. So Scott Boras is the smartest man in baseball.
Yeah.
Scott Boras calls up and says, do you want him for 1 year? And they say, yes. Yeah, we don't have another shortstop. Yeah, sure, we'll take you. And but as I've said before, Scott didn't become his agent until January 17th. The other guy, he saw the Seager contract, he saw the Simeon contract in Texas, and he couldn't get his guy that kind of money. Plus, as I've said, if Correa gets 225 from somebody in late March, right? He's got to give whatever the Boris's cut is, he's got to get half of it to the other agent because of the timing of the situation. Now he gets to keep it all when he gets 250 or 240 or something. Who's going to sign him? I wonder who. I saw Trey Turner last night for the Dodgers. Don't mention him in the same sentence as Carlos Correa. He's a hack at shortstop he can run and he's a pretty good player. But Correa is a great fielding shortstop and a good hitter, although he certainly wasn't much down the stretch. But we got stuff about he took Miranda under his wing. He's been a confidant to Buxton, and yeah, what's he saying to Buxton? Don't worry about it. Don't play. You got your $100 million. Is that what he's saying? Is that as a confident? You got your $100 million.
No, you're just projecting that onto him. He's probably telling Buxton not to play.
I'm just saying he's a confident to He's confident. What did he tell Buxton? Buxton played 19 games after the All-Star break. 19.
You know what he told him? Don't miss the All-Star game, and after that, who cares? That's what he told him. Whenever you do, don't miss the All-Star game. Great swag.
I'm not going to say he was working against the best interests of the Twins. I'm just going to say,
he came close.
Be smarter than to throw out Dior to the pub. You got to have been around enough to monitor. I think he's a guy, he's got to monitor what's going on social media and stuff like that. He's so PR conscious. He's got to realize how everybody's out to get this team right now. The fans are not happy. The whole social media thing is negative. You're throwing them red meat, baby.
He's just doing what fans are. He basically said the poll ads are cheap yesterday. That's pretty much what he said. He basically took a cheap poll ad shot on top of all the other criticism. He said, "Come get me if you think you can afford some Dior. Why don't you come into the store?
He knows
we'll
he's
see
gone.
what happens."
Yeah,
he knows he's gone now.
Yeah, well, they can't afford Dior. They can't afford Dior and pitching.
They choose not to afford Dior.
You want them to spend $40 million on him, and then not have any pitching. They're not going to have $190.
I want them to develop.
Deal.
I want them to develop pitching and never give a big pitching contract ever again.
Yeah,
like the Rays and
good luck with that.
and the Guardians do. Yeah,
that's not going well.
Good,
then find a new front office.
All I'm saying is this was what it was going to be all along, and he could have. He should be grateful to the Twins for giving him this deal to walk away, and basically a nice little $36 million, a little cushion to
bridge.
As he goes into as he tries free agent. He was coming off. They were coming up. They missed from early December until early March. They missed 3 months chance to negotiate, right? So he couldn't get his money. So the Twins gave him $36 million so he could go get his money this year. It's not like there are any bad guys in this deal. They're not the bad guys in this deal. They were his co-conspirators to get more money in the market this offseason.
But does he view every team as a bad guy because no team gave him the $200+ million?
Well, they didn't have time, and the other guys. Boris got Seager and Simeon the money before December 2nd. When did the lockout?
It was before the lockout. Yeah, I think so.
Right
December
before
1st
the lockout.
Yeah.
He fired his guy because he didn't get him that money before the lockout. So he basically fired his guy in the middle of the lockout.
Yeah.
And there was never this was Boris's plan. And so I think I would not attack Correa as a ball player, but he's a BSer, and we saw a high quality BS yesterday because this was, there was never the idea. They never called up and said to the Twins in March, "You want to give Correa $250 million?" They said, "You want him for a year." They knew they wasn't going to get.
You know what, you guys, though, you are missing the fact that the Twins are bringing back the Caravan and Twins Fest, okay?
And new unis.
So, yeah, exactly right. So come on, and a new scoreboard next. What more do you guys want?
And I believe we're going to have the two fat guys shaking hands over the river.
Yeah,
maybe. I think we're going to have diversity.
Yes.
We're going to have diversity on it. At least one of those fellas.
It's not official yet, but yes, that's what.
Yeah, we're going to have some diversity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you guys want Correa back too. God, are you selfish?
No, I'm saying that I think it's I wanted a shortstop to replace him, and they, I went nuts when they let Royce Lewis play center field. That dummies, but I mean, Carlos, thank you. I was looking for some kind of a Twins column for tomorrow, and there it is. There came the Jim.
God will provide.
The Jim Rich gift came down the chute here. So
amazing.
Yeah, but he should not. He should not get booed when he comes back to play here. But where's he?
We'll boo his ass.
God. He's a cheater.
We will boo his ass.
We gotta boo him.
Yeah. We'll bring back the garbage can. So
we'll be offended.
Hey, who wins? Vikings in London. They're going to face Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Vikings win by Saints aren't any good. Vikings win by 10.
Okay.
All right.
It's three right. It's 3 right now, and it'll probably move to like 5 with Andy.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Andy, I think the way Winston played last week, Andy gives him the same chance to win as my guy Jameis would. So,
although Michael Thomas, I guess, is also out, so they're missing a weapon. That might be the bigger loss.
We're pretty lucky injury wise right now. Anybody not going to play?
Zadarius Smith is questionable. That might be a guy you miss.
Yeah, Rookie Booth, probably out again, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I was hoping Governor Walz would issue an edict to allow the bars to start serving at 8 a.m. on Sunday. He should have done that. That would have been good PR, right? Can't you do that?
he probably would have. He probably. I mean, he's probably going to win anyways. But wouldn't that have solidified the win
I think it would
in
have.
November?
I don't. You know, it's. I mean, what are you going to do there for an hour and a half? You think?
I saw an ad out here.
Yeah.
You guys in the Pacific Northwest, because they're running all these ads too, and it's like the playing to the lowest common denominator in these ads is genius, quite frankly. One of the candidates is saying that the other side is going to make your beer more expensive on Sundays. And they show a guy in like a Seahawks jersey leaning over his couch. He goes, "No way."
Why would it be more expensive on Sundays?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I saw one thing that St. Pete's quotes today that we might have to address some of the pricing at Target Field. The number one,
think?
let Correa walk, let everybody else, do what you do. Cut beer prices by 25% would be the best PR.
That'd be great.
Make, you should be able to buy a beer for $10, shouldn't you?
Coming up
next.
If I got a 10 in my pocket, I should get a beer,
Mm-hmm.
and they should tell me that that's $9.50, and I can say keep the 20, keep the 50. Of course, you can't pay them cash anymore. How about let's going back and letting guys pay cash and get beer vendors in the stands again? That would be bigger than.
We've lost our ability to grease somebody with a $5 handshake.
Good old fashioned germs. Bring back the germs.
You're damn right.
That's the Twins slogan for 2023. Germs are back.
All right. Well,
all right, Pat.
I'm going to run out to the mall and see if Dior's got any bargains for a guy, a supersized. Do you think they fit me? Can they fit me with anything? And I would get a nice Dior sweater. You got any 3X sweaters here? People,
I think, yeah. You little research and development for that column.
Just in case I grow into it. Thank you. All right.
All right.
Enjoy them all. See ya.
All right. It's rapping with Reusse there. Here on Mackey and Judd.